If we're ready to go, call to order this regular meeting of the Beverly City Council, Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. Miss Kent, could you please call the roll?
Councilor Ames.
Here.
Council Feldman. Here. Flaherty.
Here.
Flowers. Frady's.
Yes, here, present.
Husband. Rand.
Here.
Rotundo. And Guanci.
I am here. Councilor Rand, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, and to the republic, indivisible. I just forgot the Pledge of Allegiance. Sorry, it's the pressure. One nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. That's a credit to Houseman for not missing a beat.
Who would have thought that we would have missed him this evening? I'm going to read the remote script. I'm sure he's watching from home. So, Scott, you know that we love you. Script for remotely conducted city council meetings, Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, 7 p.m. Confirming member access. As a preliminary matter, this is Paul Guanci, President of the Beverly City Council. Before beginning the meeting, I'd like to announce that this meeting is being recorded by the City of Beverly and live streamed by BevCam on both Channel 99 and via BevCam's YouTube channel. I am confirming that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Everybody can hear me? Thank you. Introduction to remote meeting. Good evening. This open meeting of the Beverly City Council is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19. In order to mitigate the transmission of the virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings. And as such, the governor's order suspended the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as adequate alternative public access is afforded so the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting does have public participation. We have 2 public hearings, one scheduled for 7:20, the other for 7:30. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and televised live and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other participants or viewers may be able to see and hear you, and anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. You have the option to turn off your video if you're participating via computer. All participants should keep their microphones or phones muted unless recognized by me to reduce background noise and feedback. Please wait until the person speaking is finished before speaking so we can clearly hear all participants. In addition, because of the remote meeting, I'm going to read Rule 22 of the Rules and Regulations of the Beverly City Council. Rule 22. All subcommittees of the council shall cause records to be kept of their proceedings. They shall report by ordinance, order, or resolve unless otherwise provided by law. No subcommittee shall act by separate consultation, and no report of as a body shall be received unless agreed upon in subcommittee, actually notified and assembled for the purpose in hand, and signed by a majority of the councils of the subcommittee. Every subcommittee to which any subject matter may be referred shall report thereon as soon as possible after full consideration thereof and a vote thereon. However, if the council may, by majority vote, order any matter pending before subcommittee to be acted upon by the subcommittee at its next meeting and will be forthwith returned to full council. So we'll take a roll call vote right now. And all this does is allow us to vote things out on the floor as opposed to referring them to subcommittee. We do have some things that are in subcommittee that need to be voted on tonight, and Ms. Kent will read those also. So Ms. Kent, could you please take a roll call?
Ames.
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Flaherty.
Yes.
Flowers. Frady's.
Yes.
Houseman. Rand.
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. Meeting ground rules for public hearings. I'll introduce each speaker on the agenda. If you want to speak on something, please type it in the chat. While the chat line is reserved for members of the city council and department heads. If you are a member of the public and want to speak, please type your name in there. After they conclude their remarks, I will invite the council to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. You may mute yourself or be muted by the meeting host by clicking the microphone mute/unmute icon, pressing the mute button on your telephone, or by pressing *6 on your telephone keypad. Please reserve the chat function for technical difficulties, but during a public hearing, members of the public can chime in to speak. Please remember to speak clearly in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. And Ms. Dixon will be taking the minutes, our Assistant City Clerk, this evening. For any response, please state your name and affiliation before speaking. Regarding public comment, please try to keep the comments within 3 minutes. And that's it. Thank you, everybody. You'd think that we would all know that by heart. First on the agenda, I have a resolution submitted by myself. It's Order 194, resolution about the Beverly Police Department. I was going to entertain a motion to hold that until our next meeting. Everybody take a good, clear look at it and think that if there's anything else that we need to add to make it a better document, we can discuss over the next couple of weeks. So I'd entertain a motion to hold.
So moved. Second?
Roll call, Ms. Kent?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo, and Guanci.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes of our previous meetings that were held on Monday, July 13th, 2020, and Monday, August 24th, 2020.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. While we're waiting for our 7:20 public hearing, I hope nobody minds that we go right to communications from His Honor the Mayor. Ms. Kent?
Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly Emergency Management Task Force has been awarded a $1,211,631 National Urban Search and Rescue Response System grant from the United States Department of Homeland Security and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This grant funding will be used to support continued development, operations, and maintenance of a national urban search and rescue capabilities at the Mass Task Force 1 site in Beverly. The National Urban Search and Rescue Response System provides funding for 28 task forces staffed and equipped to assist state and local government conduct around-the-clock search and rescue operations following a presidentially declared major disaster or emergency under the Stafford Act, earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, aircraft accidents, hazardous material spills, catastrophic structure collapses. When deployed, these task forces support state and local emergency responders' effort to locate survivors and manage recovery operations. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval before any grant to the city can be expended for its prescribed purpose. I therefore request the City Council approve this grant by taking action on this matter at your upcoming meeting, September 8, 2020. Thank you. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. Grant Director, Ms. Catherine Barrett is here. Ms. Barrett, do you have anything to add before I call for a motion?
I just wanted to say I'm unable to get my video to work, but I am here, and this grant is brought in each year annually by our hardworking Mass Task Force team led by Mark Foster. And so thanks to his team for securing this important funding this year.
Thank you, Ms. Barrett, and I probably speak for the entire council that it's a shame that we don't get to see your smiling face this evening, but thank you for being here. I would entertain a motion to approve the mayor's request to accept the grant.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, Ms. Kent?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Flaherty.
Yes.
Flowers, Brady,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Kent.
Order number 184. Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has been awarded a $62,535 Green Communities Grant from the Mass Department of Energy Resources. Governor Baker announced the Green Communities Grant Awards on August 27, 2020. These grant funds will be used for HVAC improvements of Cove and Hannah Elementary Schools. The Green Communities Grant Program provides funding opportunities to reduce municipal energy use and costs by way of clean energy projects and municipal buildings, facilities, and schools. Guidance, technical assistance, and local support is provided by regional coordinators. In 2020, 103 Mass communities were awarded grants to fund energy efficiency and clean energy projects. All green communities commit to reducing municipal energy consumption by 20% over the next 5 years. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval. Any grant, earmark, donation, or gift to the city to be expended for their prescribed purpose. I therefore request the City Council approve this grant by taking action on this matter at your September 8, 2020 meeting. Thank you. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Barrett, anything to add?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. This grant is a grant that we typically get annually, and it's led by Mike Collins and our engineering team. And the HVAC improvements under this grant will actually only be done at Cove School. So we just need to make a minor edit to that. It's just Cove for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Rand.
Thank you. I'm sorry this actually is a comment not related to this order, but I forgot to remind Ms. Kent or you, President Guanci, to turn on the captions so that when BevCam broadcasts the meeting, the captions will come out. I apologize for not sending that reminder earlier.
No, that was great. Thank you, Councilor Rand.
Thank you.
You're on. Councilor Ames, you have a comment.
Thank you, Mr. President and Councilor Rand, because yes, I do have constituents who will be very happy to be able to have more access to these meetings. I just had a quick question. I know that with some of these upgrades, we've been talking about efficiency and the cleanliness of the air that's running through the schools. And I was wondering if there was just a little more detail on what these funds were funding. Thank you.
Ms. Barrett?
So I am going to defer to our expert, Michael P. Collins, who's our Commissioner of Public Services and Engineering. He has completed these types of improvements at all the other elementary schools, and there is a bit of work left to do at Cove and I believe Hannah. I'm not sure if he's on the call or not.
He's not.
Okay. I don't have the expertise, but I can certainly get that information for you, Councilor Ames. I know that it is finishing up a multi-year project on the HVAC systems at the elementary schools, and Cove and Hannah are remaining to finish this fall.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilor Ames, you comfortable voting on that grant?
Yes, I am, Mr. President.
Then would you entertain a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
And a roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman.
Yes.
Flaherty.
Yes.
Flowers, Brady,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. Ms. Kent?
Order number 185, dear Honorable City Council, I hereby appoint, subject to your review and recommendation, Mr. Paul Goodwin, 26 Michael Road, Beverly, to serve on the Human Rights Committee. He will fulfill the term of Mr. Salvador de Murcia, who recently stepped down. His term is to be until April 4th, 2023. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 186, dear Honorable City Council, I hereby reappoint, subject to your review and recommendation, the following citizens to serve on the Open Space and Recreation Committee. Mr. Charlie Mann, at-large member, Mr. Gregory Sharp, at-large member, and Mr. Todd Cahalgan, at Harbor Management Representative. This terms are to expire on August 31st, 2023. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
And please refer that to the Committee on Public Services.
Order number 187, dear Honorable City Council, attached for your review and consideration is a letter from Darlene Nguyen, Director of Planning and Development, concerning a subordination agreement for the property owned by Lisa and Michael Curtis at 20 Crescent Street. I hereby request that the Honorable City Council grant authorization to sign the attached subordination agreement for the property owned by Lisa and Michael Curtis at 20 Crescent Street. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Darlene, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the numbers should be 187 all the way through, not 188 on 20 Crescent Street.
Okay. We haven't seen one of these in quite some time, Miss Nguyen, and she is our planning director. Darlene, do you want to, it seems pretty straightforward, but maybe you want to make a comment about it.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, actually, this was the first one that I'd seen, but I looked into our history and I found that the city had previously approved a subordination agreement for this exact property in 2009. We typically do not subordinate our loans if somebody is taking equity out of their house, but if it's a refinance like this situation where they're just seeking a lower interest rate, we have been amenable to doing subordination agreements. The loan to equity ratio is very good in this case, so the risk is lower for the city in terms of, if they were to default and the mortgage would be repaid. So I felt confident because we had already agreed to subordinate this exact property with a higher ratio, and now the ratio is lower. They've made, they've been paying down their mortgage, so it's fairly comfortable recommending this one.
Thank you, Miss Nguyen. Any questions for Miss Nguyen? Okay, I mean, the bottom line is that when they sell the house, they owe the city $5,500 plus interest, correct? Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the request.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call.
Ames?
Yes.
Feldman? Yes. Flaherty?
Yes.
Flowers? Frady's?
Yes.
Houseman? Rand?
Yes.
Rotundo?
Yes.
And Guanxi.
Yes. Ms. Kent?
Order number 188, dear Honorable City Council, I hereby reappoint, subject to your review and recommendation, Mr. Bruce Abbott of 13 County Way, Beverly, to serve as labor representative on the Beverly Housing Authority Board. His term is to be effective until June 30th, 2025. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. We'll refer that to the Committee on Public Services. I would entertain a motion to accept a late file from Mayor Cahill about a grant, and that will be order number 197.
Dear Honorable,
No, we need a motion and a second and a roll call.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Ms. Kent, roll call?
Ames?
Yes.
Feldman? Yes. Flaherty?
Yes.
Flowers? Frady's?
Yes.
Houseman? Rand?
Yes.
Rotundo?
Yes.
And Guanxi.
Yes. Ms. Kent?
Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has been awarded a $280,500 grant from the Department of Housing and Community Development. Community Development Block Grant Program through the CARES Act grant of 2020. The grant award is a part of a regional application with Ashland, Mass. As the lead applicant. This grant funding has been awarded to assist small businesses in 23 cities and towns across the metropolitan Boston region, including Beverly. The funding is being utilized to address emergency needs in light of the corona pandemic. Specifically, the grant award for Beverly will be utilized to award individual grants of up to $10,000 for micro-enterprise businesses. A micro-enterprise is defined as a commercial enterprise that has 5 or fewer employees, 1 or more of whom owns the enterprise, and it must be a for-profit entity. The city of Beverly was initially awarded $340,000 with a 15% administrative fee and $59,500 to lead grant applicant Ashland, Mass. And Mass Growth Capital Corporation, who will be helping to administer and oversee the grant program. Beverly will be receiving $280,500 to support small businesses in our community. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval before any grant, earmark, donation, or gift to the city can be expended for their prescribed purpose. I therefore request the City Council approve this grant by taking action on the matter at your upcoming meeting. Thank you. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
And Ms. Barrett, before I go to members of the council, do you have anything to add on that point?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to apologize for this grant coming in as a late file. It came in what I call hot on Friday morning, and it's for quite a substantial amount. And the deadline is pretty much dictated by the lead applicant and their partner who's managing and administering the grant. So the deadline is September 28th, I believe. So the next city council meeting was September 21, and we didn't think that would allow time. So that's why this came in late. This will benefit businesses in Beverly, and I'll defer to our planning director, Darlene Wynn, just to add some information about the specifics on it.
Ms. Wynn?
Sure, thank you. Yeah, I mean, as Catherine said, we've actually been, really waiting for a long time to get our hands on the money. There were some issues being worked out with the state. So we got notice on Friday that they'd finally worked out the money's coming from the federal government through the state to Ashland. And actually, I wanted to clarify that it actually, Beverly, the city itself, the government will not see the money. The money will be paid directly from Mass Growth Capital Corporation to businesses. However, it's an application period where there will be a lottery system for each town has their own amount of money. Businesses will apply, and then they will be qualified to make sure that they qualify for the grant application, for the grant money, I mean. And then there'll be a lottery. And then at some point, the city will be able to review who has applied and make sure that it's a viable business and anything like that. And then the lottery will be held, and the businesses will be awarded funds. Now they could get up to $10,000, and I think we could have some flexibility as to what each business gets. So, we'll serve some of our businesses. We're certainly not going to reach all of the businesses that would qualify that have 5 or fewer full-time equivalent employees, but it's something, and we hope that we can reach a broad segment of our business population. And by not doing a first come, first serve grant process, we're hoping that it gives everybody, a wider berth of businesses the opportunity to participate and apply. And I think that's what I have. I'm happy to answer any other questions. There's a number of criteria, and the application is all online. But we can, if you have any other questions, you can email me or we can talk about it.
Thank you, Ms. Wynn. I know Councilor Rotundo has a question or a comment.
Thank you, Mr.
I lost you.
Yeah,
We all did, Councilor Rotundo.
I'm sorry, say it again.
There you go. We couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry. I said, I believe I have to recuse myself from this vote. I know I took the initial vote, but I know this is something that I'll be partaking in as a business owner. So I don't know going from here if I should stay in this call right now or should I stay on it. So that's it's kind of taken by surprise with the late file, but also the fact that we did get it ourselves as business owners.
And if you're planning on applying for it, I think that would be good to recuse yourself.
It's my question. Should I leave the call right now?
Sure. Come back in 30 seconds.
Thank
I'll
you.
let you know.
Names. Microphone on, Councilor Ames.
There we go. Thank you, Mr. President. This is great. This is just wonderful. How, I have a few questions. Basically, how are you publicizing this?
Am I still on mute? No. Well, we are hoping to, as I said, it came out Friday and we weren't expecting it necessarily. And I was on vacation. It was actually tweeted and put on Facebook this afternoon through the mayor's page. I need to send an email to Main Street. So I was kind of waiting, till after this meeting. The chambers, anybody on our business list. We hope that you would also share it with people that you know. We will have a press release that will go out hopefully tomorrow. If we can send out actually the language that we got and that we've been using to the council email, if that helps. I think I'm going to just send it as broadly as I can in emails, and I welcome any other suggestions for organizations that, I might have forgotten and that we haven't included or I haven't mentioned. So definitely we want to get it out as broadly as possible.
Yeah, I would think that the patch and the newspapers or even the local radio station may help.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is just to offer support to very small businesses. And you don't have to pay this back. It's a grant. And are there restrictions on where this can be spent?
There are. And I don't have them. Let's see.
That's fair.
Yeah,
But,
there are some restrictions, and yes, it's a grant, and it came down from this specific CV coronavirus CDBG program was set at 5 full-time employees. So full-time equivalent employees. We were hoping that it would be able to reach a slightly larger business segment. I mean, it's very narrow. I know the businesses have been opened as of January 1st, 2019, which I know leaves out some businesses that had been looking for support. And then there's a number of other criteria around that you have to meet. And then you have to be a low income, the owner of the business has to be a low income, like 80% of area median income earner.
Okay.
Although I've heard, there's a number of criteria, but the application process is not that hard, but Mass Growth Capital will help people fill out the application. And also, if you are not a native English speaker, we encourage people to reach out to Mass Growth Capital. They'll walk people through the application as well. And then there are certain businesses that are excluded. Alcohol sales, firearm sales, marijuana, retailers, real estate, those types of businesses are excluded. So, but we can send all the language around and we'll put it on our website as well.
That's great. I would be happy to post or encourage, businesses to do this, because I think this year that can be just a real leg up when cash is so tight for so many small businesses. So thanks for getting this grant and putting it up. And so you're saying the 28th is the due date?
Well, it's actually the 25th, but we're trying to petition. We're trying to push the date out a little bit longer because, as I said, it was issued Friday. Friday of Labor Day weekend is kind of a bad weekend too. But it has to be. I talked to the grant administrator today. That when we have a meeting tomorrow at 9, she said she understood, but it needs to be kind of a team decision, because the longer we wait to award the grants, the longer people are sitting without money. The longer it takes for us to get them the money. So, but the mayor has asked that I ask for a couple-day extension.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve the grant.
So moved.
Second.
Deanna, roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Brady,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand, Rotundo, and Guanci.
Yes, running a little behind, so let's call to order our first public hearing on order number 180, National Grid. Ms. Kent, could you please read that order?
Petition for National Grid for Plan Number 298-50210 for Hillside Ave. And Mr. Michael Byrne is representing National Grid.
Mr. Byrne, thanks for being here. Thank you for your patience. And let us know what you want to do.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm petitioning to install two 3-inch PVC conduits under Hillside Avenue to go to existing pole 3804 in order to provide service to the new dwelling at 34 Hillside Avenue.
Thank you, Mr. Byrne. Councilor Rotundo, this is Ward 1. Oh, I didn't tell Todd to come back.
I did. He's
Oh, you
coming
did?
back.
Okay. Do any councilors have any questions or comments for Mr. Byrne about this project? It seems fairly simple. Councilor Rotundo is back in the booth. Councilor Rotundo, Ward 1, National Grid work. Do you have any questions?
I don't actually. I hear it's actually going to improve the area because I did check into it. So I guess the pole's going to improve that area. So there's no problems with the neighbors.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Byrne, nothing else to add, right? This hasn't been completed yet, has it?
No, it has not.
Okay, great. I would entertain a motion to approve the request.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty, Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes, Mr. Byrne, you're good to go and just in time to catch Jeopardy. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
And we'll move right along to our 7:30 public hearing on order number 168. Ms. Kent, could you read that one?
Dear Honorable City Council, you recall that the city has been actively trying to resolve a blighted property issue at 11 Charles Street. This past March, the City Council voted to transfer $195,000 into the building department's operating budget to contract with a vendor for demolition of the structure. Unfortunately, the awarded vendor was unable to honor the bid, and as a result, the city had to rebid the demolition work. The city is now in position to award the contract to a new vendor. However, we're in a new fiscal year, and as you know, unspent and unobligated money must be returned to the general fund balance to be certified as free cash if not spent by June 30th. I am now requesting that the City Council approve a transfer from the FY 2021 reserve for unforeseen account into the amount of $150,000 to fund this work. Upon your approval, the funds will be placed into the building inspector's department budget, and the work will be authorized to proceed. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Kent. Our Finance Director, Mr. Brian Ailes, is here. Mr. Ailes, let us know why we're back here, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, this probably sounds very familiar to you all because it was just back in March that we had this same conversation, and the council approved an appropriation at that time of $195,000. Because of the timing of the fiscal year and our inability to lock in the bidder, the successful bidder of the last bid, the funds effectively expired as of June 30th. And they will go into the free cash certification, which will happen later in this fall. So those monies are effectively, our ability to use them were lost, but the money isn't lost. It just goes back into the pool of unrestricted funds to be appropriated at a future time if the council so desires. So because we have rebid the project, we have a bid that we are looking to contract with, and we are now requesting $150,000 be transferred from our reserve for unforeseen that the city set aside during its budget appropriation a couple months ago. And that money would be transferred into a fund to be able to fund the work associated with the demolition at 11 Charles Street.
Thank you, Mr. Ailes. Questions or comments from members of the council? Councilor Ames.
Thank you. Mr. Ailes, did you receive a final quote for this? Because the figure goes from 150 to 195, and I recall Mr. Perry indicated that there was a wide stretch. And by the way, that is a blighted building in Ward 3, and I think the neighbors will be thrilled to see this happen. So thank you.
Well, it's publicly bid, so we adhere to procurement law in that regard. We did receive a number of bids, the lowest of which we hope to contract with that vendor, was just under $106,000. Given the breadth of bids that we've seen over the past 2 bids, we feel it's necessary and prudent to build in enough of a contingency, because in this type of work, you never know what you're going to get into. Once they get into that building, there could potentially be some hazardous, material removal that we may need to do. That would obviously expand the scope. And so the way this works is that if 150 is appropriated, whatever we come in under that amount can be returned back to the general fund at a later date.
Thank you. That sounds very reasonable.
Thank you, Councilor Ames. Any other members of the council wish to make a comment or ask Mr. Ailes a question? Are there any members of the public that wish to make a comment or ask a question about this? As Councilor Ames pointed out, the building has been a blight for a number of years, and it's nice that the city is going to eventually possibly put something nice there. So hearing no further questions or comments, I'm closing our public hearing, and I'm going to ask for a motion to approve Mr. Ailes' request.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Reedy,
Yes.
Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ailes. We'll move back to our regular agenda to go to communications from other city offices and boards.
Order 190, Community Preservation Committee, proposed CPA fiscal year 2021 budget.
I would entertain a motion to set a public hearing for that for September 14th, which is a Monday, 2020 at 7:30 p.m.
You want something?
So moved.
Please?
Second.
Roll call?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman?
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Reedy,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Sorry, quick question. Was that the 14th or the 21st?
Yeah, this is the 21st.
yes, that's what I thought, okay.
Thank you.
21st. Okay, then yes.
I was having trouble counting sevens, that's all.
Want me to do a new roll call or just continue?
No, continue, please.
Rotundo
Yes.
and Guanci.
And I will say yes to Councilor Rand's correction.
Order
Next
number
up.
191, Community Preservation Committee recommendation for out-of-cycle funding for Briscoe Village for Living in the Arts.
I would entertain a motion to set that public hearing for Monday, September 21st at 7:45 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman? Yes. Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Reedy,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes, and before I let you go, Planning Director, Mr. Arlene Wynn, you will be available on the 21st, correct?
Sorry, I didn't get a mute. Yes, I will be available.
Thank you.
Or Denise, yep.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you again. Ms. Kent?
Order number 192, I hereby appoint Ms. Rebecca Beckman of 5 Penny Lane, subject to the review and recommendations to serve on the Elected Salaries Review Commission. Sincerely yours, Paul Guanci, Council President.
And Ms. Beckman will fill the role that Ms. Jen Wallace from Beverly Main Streets was going to have, but she had a conflict with Beverly Main Streets receiving city funds. So she had to step down. I would entertain a motion to approve that request.
So moved.
Second.
Don't be shy. Roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanxi.
Yes.
Order number 193. Council Vice President Rand, I'd like to hereby reappoint, subject to your review and recommendation, Marilyn McCrory to Lubbock Court to represent Ward 2 on the Open Space and Recreation Committee. Her term would be effective until August 31st, 2023. Sincerely yours, Estelle Rand, Ward 2 Council Vice President. City Council.
I would entertain a motion to approve Councilor Rand's request, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's, Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanxi.
Yes, and I mean, Miss McCrory is one of those people that we're so lucky to have volunteering her time on a city board and commission, because I know that that's her background. So thank you, Councilor Rand, for convincing her to continue to serve. Ms. Kent?
Order number 182 from the city clerk. Order number 179 was a duplicate from the last meeting. Please approve order 179, Hawkers and Peddlers, for Romaine Price to change to order number 182.
I would entertain a motion to approve Ms. Kent's request,
So moved.
So, second.
and a roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanxi.
Yes, communications, applications, and petitions.
Order number 195, an application for a secondhand dealer's license application for Alina Ranera of WKND LLC at 261 Cabot Street. We did invite her to the meeting. I'm not sure if she's here.
Alina, are you here? I did see a private number earlier. So why don't we just refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs, Ms. Kenton, please reach out to her again to make sure she can be here on the 21st so she can
I will.
business.
I will do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Motion orders.
Motion, there's a late file
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have that one.
for number 196.
196, I don't have, sorry. I would entertain a motion to accept the late file on order number 196.
So,
Oops, sorry.
So moved.
Roll call.
Ames,
yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanxi.
Yes, Ms. Kent?
Order number 196, an application for a Hawkers and Peddlers license for Anthony LeBlanc for the food truck cheese fees. I believe Sue Gabriel is here with us.
Sue Gabriel, are you still here? She was here, but she's not anymore. But we've already been through this, so I would entertain a motion to approve that request.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanxi.
Yes, motions and orders, please.
Legal notice 2021-74, City of Beverly, be it obtained by the City Council of the City of Beverly as follows. In the year of 2020, an ordinance amending an ordinance relative to Chapter 270, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 270-41, parking prohibited at all times, amending Section 270-49 as follows. Strike Dane Street South Side from Levitt Street to Lothrop Street, and inserting Dane Street, South Street from Hale Street to Lothrop Street. The first reading is tonight, September 8th, 2020, and final passage will be Monday, October 5th. And it was in the newspaper on August 28th.
Great. I would entertain a motion to approve the order. I would entertain a motion to approve the order. Anybody?
So moved. So moved.
Second,
And a roll call?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. Ms. Kent, do we have any reports anything coming out of committee for reports from committees?
We do.
Thank you.
Okay, give me 1 second. It is from Legal Affairs, application for hawkers and peddlers for Romaine Price. And this was the one that Scott Houseman had asked us to hold, and he said he talked to Sue Gabriel and he was okay with it now,
Great.
speaking with her.
Any questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and the adoption of the ordinance. I would entertain a motion for a yes.
So moved.
And a second.
Second,
And a roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes. That is all we have on our agenda, correct, Ms. Kent?
Nope, I still have a appointment from Legal Affairs for the Human Rights Committee, Mr. Abu Chopin of 27 Yankee Way, that came in last meeting.
And we had to wait, correct.
Yeah.
I would entertain a motion to approve.
So
So
moved.
So moved,
Second.
And a roll call?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Great, nice work tonight, counselors. Next. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm brushing the gun. I can smell my dinner, that's the problem.
So this is coming out of Public Services, reappointment for the Constable Douglas Viglotta of 9 Deerhaven Road.
That's it, Bigliotta.
Yeah, I
Work on your Italian.
know.
Mr.
Sorry.
Bigliotta has been at it for quite some time, so I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call.
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
Yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes,
That's it.
all right, thank you. Does anybody have anything to add before I ask for a motion to adjourn? Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Oh,
moved.
Councilor Rand has her hand up. You're typing the thing.
Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't type fast enough. I just wanted to congratulate our team in the clerk's office for a job well done for early voting in the primary and the primary voting. I've heard nothing but good things from constituents and people around Beverly about how smoothly everything went. And I myself voted early, and it was really easy and really fun. So thank you, guys. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you, Councilor Rand. And just to echo that, it was nice to be able to see, not that I spend a lot of time on the Beverly page, because a lot of the stuff that on there tends to be a little negative. It was nice to see a few positive comments on that page about their people's voting experiences. All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
Again,
moved.
Second.
Second,
in a roll call?
Ames,
Yes.
Feldman,
Yes.
Flaherty,
Yes.
Flowers, Frady's,
Yes.
Houseman, Rand,
yes.
Rotundo,
Yes.
and Guanci.
Yes, we are adjourned, and we'll see you on September 21st. Thanks, everybody. And thanks
you.
for watching at home.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank
Good night.
you. Good night.